if you are feeling stuck in your career and unsure what to do next, not loving it, wanting to love your career again, stick around. I've got some tips for you. My name is Emma and my company is Be Unstoppable. I help make humans resource, which means making you have your biggest impact sustainably with clarity, courage and confidence in your career. And last week I celebrated my 5th business anniversary, and I said that I would come on live and give you some tips, some things and lessons that I've learned along the way in pursuit of maybe helping you make bold decisions and backing yourself. And trying to distill 5 years worth of learnings into 5 lives is a bit difficult. So I'm going to try and do it sequentially based on kind of how things came to me over this time. And the one that I want to start with today is knowing the difference between your intuition and your fear. Now, anytime you try and do something that feels a little bit unsafe to that brain of yours, your brain's going to go, oh, hell no, you're not going to do that. I'm going to chuck up a load of stuff to make you think that that is not possible, that you can't do that you're not capable, all of this kind of stuff, right? So it is just a normal reaction. Anytime you're trying to do something, like I said, that feels unsafe to your brain, it is normal for you to start doubting yourself. And that lack of safety could be, well, you want to leave your job, you want to go for a promotion, you want to ask your boss for a pay rise. Anytime that you want to do something that feels unsafe to your brain, it's gonna kick off, basically. And it's gonna ask you questions, and it's gonna say things like, well, what about this? What if I do that and they don't like me? What if I do that and I lose my job? What are we going to do if I leave my paid role and go off and start my business, or I haven't got another job to go to? I'll never get a job. What if I never get a job? What if I lose my house? Like, so many questions. Your brain's just going to kick off a load of stuff like that. And that is going to keep you stuck. I know from my experience, the first time I left a job without anything to go to, because I've done it twice. The first time I left a job without anything to go to, the kind of questions that came up for me were, well, what if people think that I'm a failure? What if people judge me? What if I never get another job again? What if what I'm planning to do doesn't pay off? So many things, a lot of questions about how I'd be judged externally. Would I be perceived as a failure? Would I be seen as like lacking in capability? All the questions. And yeah, that's completely normal. Okay, so let's get on board with the fact that this is completely normal anytime you're trying to do something which is a little bit brave, a little bit out of your norm, a little bit out there for you. And it doesn't have to be that you're going to leave your job. I took the decision to step away completely from my role. The first time was so that I could go through IVF. I realised that my job wasn't good for my chances of succeeding in that. And then the second time was to start my own business. What will people think of me? Like all this stuff. Like, see my hands, they're frantic. That's what your brain is going to be doing. That is your fear response. Straight up. Your intuitive, well, not even response, your intuition operates quite differently. So intuition for me, I always kind of center my intuition, like in my gut. I always put my hands here when I'm talking about intuition. Intuition is much calmer. Intuition tends to work in statements, not questions. So my intuition, for example, will say things like, just do it. You're going to be okay. Much calmer. I liken it to, I don't know if you've seen the film Moana. In the film Moana, you have the grandmother at the start of the film, and she's playing at the beach, at the waterfront. And she's kind of all like, she's happy, she's just like in a fluid motion, and she's kind of like, I'm okay with being the sort of the crazy one. It doesn't matter what people think, because people think she's the crazy old woman. But it's playful and it's fluid. It's not like up here and crazy. It's just like for me, like I say, I put my hands here when it's my intuition. And the thing about your intuition is that it can be really easy to get disconnected from. And actually, it's really difficult to get connected to your intuition when your body is like dysregulated. So before I go any further with this, if you are in a role where you are like fast paced, you don't know what you're doing, you're going from thing to thing, you know that you're like this, always on. And, you know, I have to mention the word burnout. If you are approaching burnout, if you are like on a stress level that's more than normal and it's been there for a while, it might be difficult. It is likely to be difficult for you to tap into your intuition, because that's one of the things that happens when you're constantly on the go, whether you're pushing towards burnout or not. Tapping into your intuition is really difficult to do. So before you can do that, you've got to start regulating your system, but also give yourself the space. So I'm not going to deal so much with like you're pushing towards burnout. Just know that if you are would rate yourself as chronically stressed over a long period of time, then this is going to be really difficult for you. So anything that you can do to create space for yourself, to go for a walk, to sit and do some breathing, to reflect on your day, building some time for yourself to reconnect yourself to your intuition, that's going to be really important. It's going to be very hard for you to notice what's fear-based and what's intuition if you're constantly on the go. So that being said, if you want to make bold decisions in your career, bold actions in your career, whether that's I want to leave my job with nothing to go to, or I want to ask my boss for a pay rise, bold is going to be individual. Bold is different levels of bold for different people, right? If you want to make brave steps in your career, one of the first things that you can do is to understand what is a fear-based response and potentially keeping you stuck, and what your intuition says. But to do that, you have to give yourself space, time to think, time to reflect, time to work out what is and isn't working for you. And that's one of the things that we fall down with on the regular, because we just go. When you've got a busy life, busy job, busy home life, building in that time is really difficult. But that is going to be the thing that helps when it comes to tapping into your intuition. And your intuition tends to be the thing that's most aligned to you, what you want for yourself, what's real for you, what matters to you, what feels purposeful to you. And that's really where we want to aim for with our careers, right? We all want our work to feel purposeful, meaningful, and to go home knowing that we've made a contribution that feels valuable to us. So tapping into your intuition, I wonder how many times I've said that. I'm probably going to go back and count, is a really good way of you getting to do work that feels meaningful and purposeful to you. So if you want to do that, you need to create space for yourself. I am going to link in the comments to this a chaos to clarity guide that I've put together, so that you can, if you know that this is the year that you want to be doing things differently in your career, if you're feeling, I've got the job title, but I just don't feel it, I'm not loving it in the way that I should, I know I want to make some change, but I don't know what I want to be doing. The first step to that is create some space for yourself to start thinking about it. And my freebie that I'm going to drop in the comments is going to help you do that. So that's day one. Tip number one, learn the difference between intuition and fear. And I've also told you how to tap into your intuition. All in 10 minutes. Come on, this is amazing. So back again tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. See me live, see me catch up, whatever. I don't mind. Just see me. And it's Monday, everyone. It's the start of another week. It's amazing. Have a good one. See you again tomorrow.